Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. The Young and the Restless sees a dangerous situation turn violent. And it is thanks to Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. It's all because of the lies Sharon Newman, Sharon case, told about the murder of Heather Stevens, Vale Bloom. Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, says she is certain that Sharon is the one who killed Heather. And she thinks Heather then framed Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei, for the crime. Phyllis thinks that Sharon showed up at Daniel's place, and he bickered with Heather and accidentally killed her. She thinks Sharon then panicked, and then put Heather's body in the river and planted evidence to frame Daniel. Phyllis told both Nick and Chance Chancellor, Connor Floyd, about her theory, but they both think she's going off the deep end. Nick said she was crazy and told her stop saying things like that about Sharon. But Phyllis pushed back hard on Nick. She told him he was naive about Sharon, and she reminded him that her meds were messed up at the time of the murder. She also pointed out Sharon's recent unhinged behavior, like attacking and harassing Daniel, Heather, and Lucy, and going completely nuts after Faith Newman's Raylancaster minor car accident. Sharon thinks if she stops Phyllis from telling anybody else about her theory, it will all be over, and it sounds like she's planning to take care of Phyllis in a violent way, possibly assaulting her and dumping her body in the river, just like she did with Heather. But Phyllis knows Sharon's history of violence towards her. Sharon threw her down the stairs years ago and faked Summer Newman's, Allison Lanier, paternity test. She also fought physically with Phyllis before, so if Sharon hopes to take Phyllis down, she better sneak up on her quietly. The Young and the Restless expects Phyllis being missing to be the thing that exposes Sharon's crimes. So if Phyllis goes missing after telling people about her accusations against Sharon, and Nick says that he told Sharon about Phyllis's theory, hopefully, someone will realize that Nick put her life at risk. The Young and the Restless fans are asking what is head writer Josh Griffith's endgame with this storyline. Sharon can't keep living her life in Genoa City once she's caught for murdering Heather. And whatever she's plotting to do to Phyllis, even with an insanity plea, Sharon will likely be sent away and locked up in a mental ward to get therapy. Is this storyline a setup for Sharon case to be written out of the Young and the Restless for a while or forever? Fans will have to tune in to see just how bad things get, especially as we head into the Halloween episode on Thursday, October 31st. The sun dipped low over Genoa City, casting a golden hue over the skyline. Inside the Grand Phoenix, the air buzzed with more than just the usual gossip. It was thick with secrets, lies, and the looming shadow of revenge. Phyllis Summers stood at the bar, red hair blazing like a warning sign. Her hands trembled as she reached for her wine glass, the weight of her past pressing down hard. To the outside world, Sharon was the picture of grace and healing, a therapist with a calm voice and compassionate heart. But beneath the surface, a storm had been brewing. And now it was thundering toward Phyllis like a freight train with no brakes. It had started innocently enough, a missed appointment, a cold shoulder at Crimson Lights, but Phyllis knew better. The subtle glances, the curt replies. Sharon was no longer hiding her disdain. Years ago, Sharon had buried a truth so deep she thought it would never see the light. But Phyllis, ever the schemer, had dug it up like a grave-robbing archaeologist. She hadn't just exposed Sharon's mistakes, she paraded them through the city like a trophy. And now the damage was done. Don't mistake silence for weakness, Nikki had once warned her. Sharon's not the same girl she was when she first came to this town. A chill ran through her as she turned and caught Sharon's eyes across the lobby. They were cool, calculating, and unblinking. Across town, Nick Newman paced his living room, anxiety etched into every line of his face. He'd seen the sparks, no, the flames between Phyllis and Sharon igniting once again. And he knew that when these two women collided, It was never just words. It was scorched earth. He hung up and ran his hand through his hair. Nick had been caught in the crossfire of their rivalry more times than he cared to admit. But this time felt different. This time, someone might not walk away. Meanwhile, Sharon moved through the halls of Memorial Hospital with purpose. She had just finished a session with a patient, but her mind was elsewhere. She'd found something she wasn't supposed to see. It had come across her desk by accident, an email misfiled in her inbox. A lab result tied to Phyllis Summers. The red flags were everywhere. Elevated levels of a rare sedative, one not typically found in prescription bottles. She wrestled with her thoughts. She could let it go. She could walk away, tell herself it wasn't her problem. But that wasn't who she was, not anymore. Because deep down, Sharon knew that whatever was happening to Phyllis, it might be the universe handing her the upper hand. A chance to win, finally, after all these years. To be the one holding the cards, to strike back. Later that evening, at Society, Phyllis sat across from Lauren Fenmore, trying to keep it together. Her head throbbed, her vision blurred at the edges. Lauren leaned in. "Are you sure there's not something else going on? You've been forgetful, snapping at people. That's not like you." Phyllis waved her off, but even she didn't believe herself. Something was wrong. She felt like her mind was slipping through her fingers. The room tensed like a violin string about to snap. Phyllis froze mid-sentence as Sharon glided across the floor, confidence radiating off her like perfume. Phyllis met Sharon's gaze with a smirk. "What? Come to psychoanalyze me over dinner?" Sharon leaned in, voice low. "Someone's out to get you, Phyllis, and you're too busy chasing shadows to see it." "No," Sharon said, the smile fading. "I'm here to make sure you know this. If you go down, it won't be by my hand. But I won't lift a finger to stop it either." And just like that, she walked away, leaving Phyllis staring into a reflection she no longer recognized. By midnight, Phyllis stumbled back to her suite at the Grand Phoenix. She locked the door and leaned against it, breath shaky. The walls felt like they were closing in. She poured a glass of water, but her hands trembled so badly she dropped it. Glass shattered across the floor.